Hello everyone, welcome to Old Iron Garage. Thank you for tuning in. So today I have another video for you. I told myself I wouldn't bring home any more stuff until I got rid of some stuff and cleaned out the garage and got rid of some junk I'm probably never going to get around to working on, but I brought home some more stuff today. Keep in mind though, I don't keep everything that I bring home. Some of it's just because I want to use it for content for my channel, like working on it and stuff like that, seeing if I can get it going. Some of it is to keep and use around the property. Some of it is to put up for sale, or if it's no good, part it out. To put a little money in my pocket and to help keep other people's machines going. Anyways, so without further ado, let's check out what I brought home today. Alright guys, two more vintage Toro mowers. These two are older than any of the ones that I've previously drug home. I was really only interested in that one up there, the one that's more complete. It appears to only be missing an air filter box cover and the air filter. But this one was Toro as well. When I went to check it out, in the picture I saw on the marketplace listing, I thought it looked like a Toro, but I was not sure. This here is kind of what gave it away to me. It was like, I recognize that as like, that is a Toro part. So it's like, I'm pretty sure this was Toro, but as you can see, this one is pretty incomplete. I do not have any of the parts to go with it. The guy I got these from, he had bought the property last September, and it was out in the country. There was some outbuildings. There was junk on the property and in the buildings and stuff. And he's kind of going through everything that was left behind and getting rid of things. And he decided rather than just scrapping these, he figured he'd throw them up on the marketplace first and see if anybody wanted them. Well, I talked him down to $10 for the pair. He had it listed at $20 for the pair, and I talked him down to $10. And because, well, they look pretty rough. So that one's mostly complete. It won't be hard to find a air box cover and an air filter. They're still around online. So but this one is missing too many parts. I'm going to look around the garage, see if I have the parts. Once I can figure out exactly what model Tecumseh engine this is. This is a Tecumseh 4-stroke. Tecumseh. Hold on. Tecumseh. But I probably do not have all the parts I need to complete this. I might have a carburetor, maybe a coil, maybe a pull start cover, but I probably don't have the governor stuff that I need. And I'm just really not interested in trying to get this thing going because to get this thing running and without it ruining itself, I would probably need to do a full engine tear down and clean it out. This is how it was sitting. It's missing the dipstick. Oh yeah, it's also missing the dipstick. I probably don't have one of those, so I'm sure there's debris. I mean, you see all this debris on here. I am 100% sure that there is debris that got down in there, but also the spark plug. It's been sitting with the spark plug out, and it's been sitting for an unknown amount of time. Probably a very long period of time like that. There was more debris on here than this. Some of it probably blew off on the way home. It's been sitting with the intake and exhaust ports open. And if one of the valves is open, then debris may have gotten in there. So I'm really not interested in bringing this engine back to life. This mower, I'm probably going to rob a few parts off of for my own mowers. Not many, just a couple actually. And then the rest is probably going to go up for sale online. It's probably going to get parted out. These wheels and tires are pretty neat. It still has some tread life. What makes them neat is they say Toro all over them on the sidewalls. That's cool. You don't see that on the newer ones. But the engine, I will probably, just for fun, tear it down, clean it out, put it back together, and put a little oil in it, find a way to cap off where the dipstick goes, and spin it over with my what's it called? Screw gun, and test for compression. Earlier, when I covered the spark plug hole with my thumb and turned it, just throwing the spark plug in there a little bit's not enough, I guess. But earlier when I covered the spark plug hole and turned it with my hand, you could hear it had some compression, and the piston was going up and down. There you can kind of hear it. Anyway, so that's that one. And this is I don't know the exact year, but this is a Toro mulcher 21. Model and serial number is right there in case any of you Toro fans care to look it up. I'm just going to set you guys down while I move this thing down onto the ground, because I cannot do it one-handed. Excuse me. And so now let's move on to the other one. Check out the other one. By the way, that is not self-propelled. It is strictly a push mower, and it is strictly a mulcher. It is not set up to be a side discharge or a bagger. This one is strictly at least I believe, yes, strictly a push mower. But the difference here is this one can be a mulcher, or there's a removable shield here. That nut is not all the way down tight, but there was an option. It was an optional chute that came out here, and then a bag that came like way up here, and there was a bracket that held on to the end of the bag, and it was meant to be used as a mulcher or a bagger. Now, what's cool about this one is it's probably not going to work right now. Probably needs some lubricating, I'm sure, but I guess you're supposed to pull up on this thing here, and you adjust the height of all your wheels simultaneously with this right here. Yeah, that's locked up kind of tight, and I see some kind of wire that's probably locking it into place as well. There's a decal there for your cut height adjustment. So I went to check this one for compression, and oh, it's working now. Earlier that was not engaging and turning the engine. Oh, there it goes again. See, seems to have just a little bit of compression. I don't want to try and spin it over too fast and really suck some dirt in there. Just to be safe though, I probably will take the head off of this one to make sure there's no debris in the intake port and in the head. But yeah, this is it's kind of a neat old Tecumseh. This is also a Tecumseh, and I believe both of these mowers were late 70s to early 80s models. This one I am intending to fix up and get running, and probably am not going to keep this one. I might end up talking. I only really want to keep around 2 mowers. First of all, I mean 2 like either push or self-propelled mowers, you know, for trimming out the yard. Either, you know, one as to use primarily and the other one as a backup in case the first one goes down. Or if my fiance and I decide to both just push mow the whole yard together, like we did that earlier this week, then we can do that. I can tackle part of it, she can tackle part of it simultaneously. But I might end up talking myself into keeping a third, because even though I'm a Boland's and home light collector, I have developed a serious soft spot for these vintage Toro mowers. They are an excellent mower. I love these old Toros. Great mowers. That primer bulb's rock hard. I'm sure the carb's going to need going through, but before I do anything, I got to clean all the debris out, and I have to clean all the debris out of, well, I'll probably end up just taking off the whole intake and blocking off the intake and cleaning it off, and then with the intake and carb and air filter box all the way off and everything, I'll probably check for compression, see if it has any at all, and for spark, and then go from there. But I do want to fix this one up. By the way, this is a Mulcher Deluxe 21-inch cut, and it is, the model number and serial number are right there for anyone that cares to look it up to see any specifications on this model. And guys, I really only went for these two mowers. I didn't know they had anything else, but while I was there, I asked, since I found out that he was clearing out the property of a bunch of junk left behind by previous owners, I asked, well, do you have any other items, any other vintage items around that have a small engine on them, anything at all? First he said no, and he's like, well, wait a minute, there is this old chainsaw. So let me get this mower down and I'll show you what else I found. Oy. Alright guys, I found this cool old McCulloch. This is a McCulloch 152. This thing's pretty old, and this is an absolute backbreaker. It is heavy. This thing is, I can barely lift it with my arm fully extended. This is heavy. And this is in the exact state that I found it in. It is missing a cap. It's probably the fuel tank. Somewhere around here, you would think, somewhere around here, there would be a cap to put two-cycle oil in. What's this? Maybe this is, or not two-cycle oil, bar and chain oil. Maybe that's it. I'm not familiar with old McCulloch's, guys. I'm a home light guy, if you cannot tell by my previous videos. So I looked up some information on this thing. Throttle moves, and this might be like, I don't know. That would be your oiler. So there's your high and low speed jet adjustments in there. Your spark plug is going to be behind this cover. Look at that big cylinder, guys. Holy cow. Comparison to the width of my... Hold on. That big cylinder in comparison to the width of my hand. Yeah. Anyways, I looked up some specs on this thing, guys. This model was made between 1961 and 1962. They only made this model for 2 years, the 152. It is 87 cc. So this is a low RPM torque monster. This thing is a low RPM, high torque saw. And cosmetically, aside from the chrome on the handle being mostly gone, cosmetically this thing is beautiful and should clean up pretty nice. The decal on top is great condition. The decal on the rear looks like just really dirty, but probably great condition. The bar is not too bad. The chain's pretty rusty though. It's probably seized. Yeah, seized up tight to the bar, which, oops, sorry. I think I can get that freed. But it would probably be best to at least get a new chain, possibly a new bar. We'll see how it cleans up. But, guys, I'm trying to do this one-handed. Hold up. See if I can set you guys somewhere. Well, briefly. You might fall down. Try not to fall down, guys. Don't rock the boat or anything. The engine is stuck. She's tight. Okay? But that very well could be from just many years of sitting. So I am going to try to get that thing unstuck and see if I can breathe some new life into it. Just fully clean it up. Clean or replace the air filter. Clean and rebuild the carburetor. Kind of just rebuild the whole fuel system. And see what I can do to breathe some new life into the saw. And I want to see if I can get it running. I watched a YouTube video of one of these running and cutting, and man, it makes a beautiful sound. And I'm not a McCulloch collector, so my intention with this saw is to flip it. I'm going to flip it, guys. Whether I get it running or not, I'm going to flip it. Somebody out there, somewhere, is going to want this thing. So, yeah. And I actually only gave $5 for this saw, or around $5. I asked him what he wanted for it, and he didn't really care, because otherwise I was going to go to the scrapyard. I was like, well, you know, I had my 10 in the wallet for those mowers, and then I had a small handful of ones. It was probably about $15 total, and I told him that's all I got on me, because I didn't know he even had this there. He said, that's fine, that'll do. So, anyways, well, there you have it, guys. There you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'm actually going to be working on this saw here in just a little bit. I was going to work on my 2-cycle vintage Toro Proline commercial mower that I was working on the engine for last night. I was going to work on that this evening, but that is going to wait until another day now, because I want to see if I can get this saw unstuck and then see if it has compression. So, yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.